Happy holidays, guys. This is Margaret with Recipe Amateur Investigator. Today we're going to make a Snicker cheesecake. So let's get started. I found this recipe. I thought I'm going to just do it like a basic cheesecake Snicker, but who knew there is recipes out there for a Snicker cheesecake. So I went ahead and found this person. Her name is Stephanie Rutherford. She had, it's a 5 stars, but only got 3 votes. So I said, let's try it. So first thing I'm going to do is I took out all my ingredients. So I already have 3 room temperature of Philadelphia cream cheese. You don't have to use Philadelphia cream cheese. You can use store brand's fine. And then you're going to cream it. While this is creaming, I already have at room temperature 3/4 cup of sour cream. I have 3 eggs and 1/4 cup of heavy cream, all being at room temperature. I also have 3/4 of sugar ready. I took out my vanilla, and we're going to start now. So while this is creaming, you should be making your crust for your cookie Oreo crust. I got this pretty much cream. I'm going to turn this off so you can hear me. I'll just leave it slow. So in order to make a cookie crust, I already did mine already, so I'm going to tell you what you do. You're going to get some type of a food processor. I kind of love this little KitchenAid one right here I have that my cousin recommended. It's a little, if you see, I already put my cookie crumbs in there, and it's 2½ cups of cookie crumbs. Then you're going to get 5 tablespoons of melted butter. You're going to put the cookie crumbs and the melted butter in a bowl, and then you're going to just stir it around. Then you're going to get it and put it in one of these kind of pans, these spring pans. Now, when you use the spring pan to put your cookie crust, before you put it in there, you're going to put parchment paper down. You're going to make a circle. You can look at one of my YouTube channels how to cut a parchment paper to fit the pan itself without having to draw it. I got a nice video about that. So the spring pan, you always know it has a spring on there, like that. So when you put this in, people don't know how to do it, so you're just going to put your cake pan in, and then you're going to shut your spring, and there it is. That's how you do a spring pan. But very important, please put parchment paper on here, because I learned by mistakes many years ago by doing these. So I already got my cookie crust, as you see in here. You put it in, you pat it, and then you're going to bake it at 325 for, she said, I think between 12 and 14 minutes. I have a gas, I did it at 10. So I already have it done. And make sure you put it underneath a pan. By mistakes, I have learned, if you don't put a pan in the oven, it's going to drip, and you're going to your oven's going to turn brown and gooey, and then you have to stop because of all the smoke. So please put a pan underneath when you bake your cheesecake. So I already have this in here. So next thing I'm going to do is add in the 3/4 of white sugar. Let it blend. And while it's blending, make sure you go and you scrape it down. It's really important. So we're going to scrape it down, unlock, and just kind of go in here. See how creamy it looks? This is how it's supposed to be, really creamy. So if it's not creamy, it's not done. So the best thing to do is make sure it's at room temperature again. Okay, so I got that in there. Put that here. Cream it. And then we're going to go ahead and put in the ingredients now. So the next thing I'm going to do is put the sour cream in. Oh, let me turn it off, raise it back up. And put my sour cream in. Again, it's 3/4 of sour cream. So put the sour cream in. I love these little Rachel Ray measuring cups. They're pretty cool, and they stack up. So got that. Let it mix, and then we're going to scrape down again in just a second. We're going to get vanilla use the real vanilla. Don't do artificial. I mean, you got artificial, use it, but I always like using the real vanilla, and my vanilla I like using is the one from Mexico. This is a different brand I got from Mexico. My son's friend brought it back to me because she knows how much I love vanilla from Mexico. And it smells really vanilla-y. Is that a word? So you're going to put in 1 tablespoon. I'm pretty good about measuring. So I got 1 tablespoon of vanilla in. Then I'm going to put in my, already got the, did I get the cream in there already? Let me see what I did with my cream. 1 moment. Oh yeah, here's my cream. I knew I had it out. It's 1/4 of heavy cream. Again, it's at room temperature. And again, they're so cute, these little Rachel Ray little measuring cups over here. They're so cute. And then I also found these little spoons too, measuring spoons on Amazon, which I got those, that you can just stack them. And they're pretty cool. Okay, then we're going to put in 1 egg at a time on this. So, again, they have to be at room temperature. So you're going to break 1 egg at a time. And then I'm going to raise it just a little bit. Put in another egg. And the last egg. Put it all in. So I decided to do a Snicker cheesecake for the holiday because everybody's making more Christmas items, but I said let's try something different. So I'm going to scrape down my sides because see it's too thick still. All that in here. Let this mix for just a little bit more. And then we're going to pour this into the spring pan. And then we're going to bake it at 325 and about 85 minutes. You're going to do it. And then once it, but kind of keep an eye on it because it's going to pull apart. And if you don't want it to crack, none of mine cracked. I didn't do this, but sometimes people, probably have tape all over my face. Sometimes people put in a pan to bathe it. So you might get a Pyrex and fill it with water, put it in the bottom of your pan, and then you raise your rack up, and then you put the pan so the heat helps it not to crack. But I did mine, and none of mine cracked. The ideal is not to keep opening. Do not open your oven. So next you're going to get 3½ cups of Snickers, and then we're going to put the Snickers in. All this caramel in here. And not leave it out. And I'm just going to put, you can fold it in, but I kind of just do it on a low, just enough to low it. And that's it. And it's all in there. Okay, and then I'm just going to pour this in just a second. Let me try to move some of this stuff so we can get it in here. Put this here. Get all this off of it. And again, I got an Oreo on the bottom. And going to pour this now in. Pour it this way. See how I just let it pour it in. Now, I got a pretty large one because this makes a large. You can go ahead and if you got two small ones, you can do probably make two of them, but it probably won't be as thick. But it's still got 2 cheesecakes. And I have frozen my cheesecakes before, and I have left them in there over 30 days, so they're pretty good. Get all this cheesecake in here. And I'll show you what it looks like and what it looks like when, and then after you put this in the oven and let it go for that long of a time, for like the 85 minutes, once it's done, turn off your oven and leave it in there for like 30 minutes. I left mine in there for an hour. And then you take it out, let it go to room temperature, put it in your refrigerator, and it takes about 6 hours for it to firm up. Okay. So I got this one done. As you see, I have it ready to go in. And we just kind of shake it up. And I'm going to push this to the side for a moment. Leave it here. And then I'm going to show you one that's already done. So bear with me. I'll be right back. Sorry, I had hip surgery. Okay, so this one's done already. So, get this. I wanted to plate it, show you. Push this here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I take it out. So this pan, as you see how the butter dripped all over it, that's why you're going to bake it in here. Otherwise, this is going to just explode in your oven. And then you're just going to open up the spring, and it should come apart. Before you try to pull it apart, get like something like a, oh, what do they call them? Spatulas. And just kind of go over your spatula like this. And then you lift, and there it is, voila. Now when you clean these, I'm going to give you a little tip too, that I have ruined these before. I left these in the sink with water, and they rust if you don't let them, don't let it rust. So when you're ready to wash it, and then completely dry it. Oops. So now that this is here, next thing I'm going to do is take the bottom off. So I'm just going to take the can, get this one off, pulled off the bottom. You see how I got the parchment paper? Then you just get the parchment paper, put it here, and put it right there. See how simple it is? I have lost so many of these because I didn't know how to take them off. So when I used to give them to people, I never got back the bottom of my pan. So make sure you use some parchment paper. Again, you can see that on my YouTube channel. Just look for one that says parchment paper. So let's go ahead and get this one decorated. Now the only thing I didn't do on her recipe, on Stephanie's recipe, is made her salted caramel icing, because after I read it, it says it takes 3 days. So what I did is went ahead and bought this caramel already done by Girdelli. So I'm going to go ahead and place this on here. I'm just going to go back and forth the caramel, and then go this way, and I'm going to drizzle just some on the ends. So if it falls down to the side, it's okay. There. And then I'm going to get my Snickers. I got some Snickers. And then I'm just going to top these on the center for a centerpiece. Just put them on top. So everybody has Snickers. You can do it any way you want. You can do it all in the middle. You can do it any way you want. This one's from my son and my son-in-law for Christmas. So I think they like Snickers all over theirs. Simple. Isn't that so simple? Isn't that pretty? I'm sure they're not going to appreciate the pink bottom, but I couldn't find red and green, so pink it is. It has sparkles though, but isn't it pretty? Then I'm going to show you when it's already made. So give me one moment. Let me go get it. have it here. Can't mess his up. So I'll be right back again. One minute. And here's the one I made with the caramel. And I just put a little bit on top. See, you could just create it any way you want. So, let's see what it tastes like. This. Crust. And let's take a look at it. Look at all the Snickers. See the Snickers? Look how pretty it looks. See how pretty? And then when you cut the inside, you can see all the Snickers too in the inside as well. Oops, I didn't take out the rest of that parchment paper. Isn't that pretty? So let's see how good it tastes. And it has that cookie bottom, as you see how pretty the cookie bottom is. On the bottom has that nice cookie. I can bring it up. You can probably eat it like this. So pretty. But let's see. Oh my gosh. The caramel on top and all the Snickers. It tastes like a Snicker cheesecake. This is really good. I have other cheesecakes you can look at. I have a great Oreo and amaretto cheesecake is to die for as well. But this is a really good cheesecake. I would make this recipe again. If I do her salted caramel recipe, I would have to do it 3 days again. So if you like this recipe, tell your friends all about it. Join me. Hit subscribe. Leave me a sweet comment. I'll reply back. If you've something that you definitely don't understand, or there's a recipe that you're dying to try, I'll be willing to try it out for you. So join me on Facebook or also on Instagram. You have a happy holiday. And again, thank you for calling thank you for coming into my kitchen. And I'll see you next time here at Recipe Amateur Investigator. Bye guys.